I will start first. I have many questions. First, I have a question about the contract. When we talk about we can only make the contract for 3 months for age of cost, and later on we have to give the unbepaled contract.
Yes.
But this I'm working also like 7-8 years this sector, and I made many times different contract for 3 months and 6 months. And I hear from my social secretariat, SEO, it's illegal, but now you explain us that it's not not legal. You have to go for directly the second time is on the positive contract.
Yeah. So I try to go back, but it's taken a long, so I'm gonna just talk. And so normally you cannot have consecutive contracts that are determined. So you cannot have 1 month, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. That's not okay.
For
normally.
Example, I make a contract for 3 months. The first and second time I make for 6 months. So it's legal of.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. So normally it's not okay, but there are 2 exceptions. First exception, if there is a break between 2 contracts, and it's not just a weekend, for example. You know, so if you give me a contract for a month, then you say, okay, stay at home for 2 weeks, and then you come back for a month, and so on. That's okay, because there is a break between the 2 contracts. The other exception, and that's what you're talking about, you can do consecutive contracts that are determined in time. If they have conditions, and we'll take the good slide, you can have 4 contracts that are determined in time. If each of the contracts are minimum 3 months, so that's your case, and in total they are maximum 2 years. So you can have, for example, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, and then stop. Then you have to give the person a contract undetermined. So in your case, you can have 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, for example. That's possible because you have maximum 4 contracts. They are each minimum 3 months, and you didn't go past the 2 years. But if you start with a contract of a month, afterwards it's contract undetermined in time because you didn't respect this condition.
And the second question about the arbeidsreglement is about it.
Yes. Vanaf 1 werknemer. You have 1 worker, you have to have an arbeidsreglement.
And I have one question in the flexi-job. For example, I have a person who worked for me in 5 days. It's a flexi-job. So for him also is without tax. He don't have to pay any taxes, or only for a few days, like 1 day or 2 days.
For flexi job, there isn't any taxation.
Even he work 6 days or 5 days also.
Maximum 2 hours.
If wacht, hè. I didn't put it on the slides. Yeah. So the worker doesn't have to pay any taxes on the flexi.
It doesn't matter how many days you work.
No, but you have to respect the conditions of a flexi job.
Maximum 14 hours, I think. You can do week.
How many?
How many hours can a person do flexi job per week?
Per week? There is. For a flexi job, I'm thinking. I will look this afterwards. I cannot think about it now. I will look it up and I will give it to you.
Yeah, few more. For example, for extras, we don't have to make a special contract. If somebody will let come for the work extra, we don't have to fill the special contract. We don't have to make it in paper, but we have to only to give in Dimona, right?
For the extra, you have to do Dimona,
Only
yes?
Dimona is enough. We don't need to make the paper contract.
No. The Dimona stays as the contract.
So we don't have to show if there is infection. We don't have to show the paper contract like other workers. Normal workers, it's worth it to make a paper contract.
For the extras, normally they don't sign anything because the Dimona is the equivalence of the contract.
And you just explained that the extras, they can only work 2 days next each other. But my question is, how many days in 4 months they can work maximum?
Yeah, that's. I didn't maybe mention it, but it's on the slides. You can work normally maximum 50 days per year
For you,
as a worker. And
In the organization,
per worker, 50 days. So if I'm going to work as an extra, I can do only 50 days a year. And for the company, it's 200 days.
Is it per worker or when you say 200 days? Is it
200 days when you have extras in your shop.
yeah, so does it mean like
You can have 3 extras in one day and it counts as one.
Ah, okay.
so it will count as 1 day? if you have
Yes.
Over the extra loan barem. For salary, we 43% extra. It means that we have to pay extra to RSG 33%.
I didn't understand.
The,
For the extras you're talking, yes?
normally, you explain us that we have to pay taxes in tax 43%, right? The
Yes.
first one
Mm-hmm.
in the salary. Is that we have to pay to the RSZ?
No, that's taxation. That's for the fiscus. Fiscus.
So how much it will be for RSZ?
That's here.
So 822 is for RSZ. It's not the portion. We
No.
have to pay.
So RSZ is for social security and here is for the taxes. So these two are together. Both you have to pay.
sorry, yeah, that's something that I really want to know. Like, you hire a one worker, what are the costs involved exactly for a worker? Like, say, RSF, you have taxation, and you have
So you have the salary, you have RSZ, but only the part for employer.
okay. So RSF is not a social security.
RSZ is social security.
Okay. So you have taxation, so you have RSF,
Yes,
and then what else you have? Salary.
that's it. Because you have the salary, on the salary you pay taxes, you pay RSZ. Then the worker pays taxes and RSZ, and then he has his netto. Depending if he has advantages like, a cell phone and stuff, but that's already different stuff. But in the normal thing of work, you have RSZ taxes on workers' base and on employers' base, and then he has his netto.
So when you pay RSF, that's India penny. That's like what else is it?
RSZ you pay on almost everything in Belgium, on vacation money, on eindejaarspremie. There are something that are free from RSZ. Like maaltijdchecks. If you have a Sodexo card or such things, that you don't pay any RSZ on it. But it depends on what kind of thing you're paying. But on normal salary in the jaarspremie, you pay always RSZ.
So that is both from employee and employer. So both of them.
RSZ, normally there is always a part that is paid by the employer and a part that is paid by the employee.
One more. About the bonus, the boss food cost with it. Normally we buy few of the workers boss pass for a whole year. It's cheaper.
What do you buy
We
for?
buy for boss pass for a whole year.
Yes.
We pay from our company.
Mm-hmm.
But it's public. We have to give when you
And you are in the horeca?
yes.
If you're in the horeca, no, that's the minimum obligation you have.
Okay, but I cannot answer very well this. That's why I asked you the question. We buy the boss pass for a whole year, and is that necessary? We have to fill it up also in when we do the Christmas in the calendar. We have to fill it up.
So you are here, and a buzzy pass is not depending on the distance the person made, I think. It's just a forfeit you pay.
Yes.
Yes, so
For
that's
portion.
here. Normally the minimum you have to pay is 80% from what the person pays. So if a buzzy bus is, I don't know, 500 euros a year, you have to minimum pay 80%.
We pay full amount.
Yeah.
But
That's nice.
It's automatic. It's not his loan rate from through the social secretariat. It's not the automatic calculated. Otherwise, you have to pay both sides. That's why.
Yeah. I don't know which kind of agreement you made with your social secretary. If you says pay everything or pay the minimum, or I don't know how it works with your social secretary.
So if we have to let them know that we pay directly to the workers.
Yeah, because otherwise you have the risk, like you said, that you pay the buzzy pass to the worker, and next to it the social security pays transportation fee. Then the worker receives 2 times the same payment. Yes. I know employers are not fond of, but
I have the same question. You could check. Isn't there something else that we can do instead?
Yes.
My people, they don't want. They need something else. Maybe a bit less, but something.
So eco checks are an obligation in the sector of horeca, but in your company you can say we put it in another advantage, because eco checks workers doesn't know what to do with it and they prefer money, or I don't know. You can, for example, say, okay, we have Maaltijd checks, we have Sodexo card and stuff, and we put more money on it, for example. Or you can say we put it in another advantage, another one, but you have to fix it on your company base. It has to be for everyone. But you cannot say we give nothing. You give eco checks or you give another thing, but the worker in his pocket, he has to have 250.
Yes, that's my question actually. Yeah, if you give him the eco checks, there's no tax.
Yeah.
But if you give money, there's tax.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's not really smart, if I can say it, because if you say, okay, Pauline, we don't give you eco checks, but we give you a bonus, or I don't know, you will have to pay like 400 euros for me to have 250 in my pocket.
And that's the problem.
So it's gonna be more expensive for you.
So let's say, okay, in place of 250 euros in eco checks, I'll let's say I'll buy my employee telephone of that amount. Is it possible?
It's possible, but you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. So the best one you can do is pour more money on the Maaltijd checks, for example. If you have a group assurance, a hospitalization assurance of stuff, you can augment. You can put up the premium of the assurance, such a things.
Yes.
But you can provide alternatives. But to put it in cash, it's not smart, because you're gonna pay more than what you have to. But I know employers are not fan of eco checks, and workers are saying, "What do I do with my eco checks?" But then you have to look for an alternative. Sorry.
Can I ask one
Yes.
small question, because I have one curiosity about, I don't know if it's inside the subject or not, but most of the people here, most of the people are entrepreneurs. So I have one curiosity that every time, most of the times, we are in sorts of the personnel to work in our company, in our restaurant or horeca sector. The question is that sometimes we find the people like, they have the European residence card, for example, 2 years valid, 2 years for title for life, 3 years, 5 years, something like that.
Yes.
But if they are nationalities from European countries, it's no problem. But for the title card wise, for example, 2 years or 5 years, is there any possibilities or is there any benefits or something that, okay, how can they work in the European companies like in the horeca sector or somewhere else? That's the question.
Yeah, normally you have to have a valid card to work in Belgium, and the problem is with the persons that says it's only valid for 2 years. You can normally only make a contract for 2 years.
So, for example, if I find one guy who has a 2 years valid card from Spain, for example, or from Italy or from Portugal, and if they come here, and then how can they work or not? Or is there any possibility to join in one company or something?
Which nationality
For
does
example,
the person have?
Out of the European Union.
The difference between
Out of Belgium.
Inside the European Union. For example,
Yeah, but there is a
one guy,
yeah.
In European Union you can work. That's not a problem.
But you have to make a difference between the nationality of the person. When the person has the nationality of Nepal, it's outside European Union, and he works and lives now in Spain.
yes.
But he will come to Belgium, but he has from origin he has the Nepalese nationality. Now he's regular in Spain, for example, but he can't work and live in Belgium based on the fact that he's living now on regular base in Spain. No, when he wants to live and work in Belgium, he has to ask a single permit because his nationality is Nepal, is from Nepal, and Nepal is outside of the European Union. That's a big difference. But when someone has the Spanish nationality and he comes to Belgium, there's no problem. That can be without that single permit, but the single permit is necessary for all the persons that don't have a European nationality to live and work in Belgium.
Okay, then
So I'll just go back to the work again. Like there is a system of sending employee. There is a system of sending employee when there is no work as an economy. Like for how many months do they have to work to be entitled for a government bonus, government money or something like that? Like how many months or years do they need to work?
And to have what?
Economy, like when a business is
Oh, yeah.
about,
To have full time or just because there isn't enough work?
just like pay say for a month or 2 months or a week or say half a month or something like that, not for a full time. Just for a small period of time.
Ja, het is dat dat normally it's the same conditions as to have werkloosheidsuitkering full time. So that you have to ask to the RVA because normally you have to prove a certain days of work depending on your age. You know, if I'm going to ask such a things, I have to prove 1 year of work. But if I'm older, if I'm 50, for example, I have to prove more days in a larger time frame.
So it will depend on your age.
Yes, but that you have to see on the website of RVA. You have all the information and it's quite nice explained. But normally it's the same conditions.
And also one more thing, like if someone is sick, for how long are they entitled to give them the sick money?
It depends if it's an
Blue collar or a white collar employee?
White, blue color.
It's a arbeider. Then if he has 1 month of ancienity in your company, then you have to pay him the 31st day. Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
If he has 1 month of ancienity in your company, you pay him the first week 100% and then it lowers. And then he goes to ziekenfonds. But if I'm working for you and the 3rd day I'm already sick, I'm gonna get anything. I'm gonna go back directly to the ziekenfonds. So it depends 1 month ancienity or not.
About urban recovery. And about urban recovery, necessary to sign by every workers or
There is a procedure to put up an arbeidsreglement. So if you have your arbeidsreglement, you have to put it in your company so that all your workers can go look in it and to say if they have something that they don't agree on or something. You have to put it there for 2 weeks, 15 days. After it, if they have made their remarks, you have to send it to the toezicht op sociale wetten we saw earlier, and then you will receive a registration number. Okay, we received your arbeidsreglement, this is the number of your arbeidsreglement, and then you have to give an arbeidsreglement to each of your worker. Because otherwise you cannot use the rules in your arbeidsreglement against your workers. So they have to receive it, and the best is to let them sign something. So, okay, I received the arbeidsreglement.
if there is no comment, no application, then we can.
Yeah, most of the time the workers don't have any comments, and then you just send all your arbeidsreglement to the toezicht op sociale
But
wetten.
they have to put their name on that paper. And then at the work remarks, they can
They can say that they don't have any
no
remarks.
remarks or something. But name and a signature from the employee is necessary on that paper.
Okay.
We don't otherwise
One more question.
Yes,
I go about ontslag.
ontslag, yeah.
Yeah. Ik heb ooit I had a problem. Last time I sent a letter to one of those names, but he's not leaving the same address as before. Normally we sign the contract when I give the address when I make it to the contract. It was different address than when now it's leave. I sent the letter and the letter come back after 2 weeks. And how it's count the 2 weeks time? We have to send one more time. Normally we have to send 3
And
days, right?
it was an opzeggingstermijn that he had to work.
Yes.
You always have to send it the Wednesday so that the time can count the next Monday.
But I get the letter back due to the
Yeah, but-
address was changed.
Was it the last known address by you?
Yes.
Yes, then it's okay, then
But
it's
you
fine.
know
It's the
what
problem of the
the-
worker.
What's the new address where he leave the new place?
Yeah.
He never let me know.
Yeah,
So
but
I sent
if
the
he
someone
didn't let
in
you know,
February.
you're not a genius, I think, so you cannot feel it that he changed his address.
So
So,
it counts like
yeah, it's okay. And if you send it the Wednesday, the time can count since the Monday.
Monday. Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
For example, if you have a student contract for like a long period of time, for example, works only Saturday, I need her or him for Friday. So do I have to go online, the agency's working, do the online Dimona, or I just have to write the student?
You have to do the Dimona.
Because last time I asked, said that once you have like a contract, you just have to send her SMS.
Oh yeah, it depends if they do the Dimona on a period of only the Dimona per day.
No. For example, I have a contract for one person, for example, for like for a year period
Yeah.
of time for every
And he
Saturday.
comes every Saturday.
They change. They kind of come Saturday. Can you come in my place on Saturday? And they change each other. I have like, for example, 7. But they change. They let me know. But sometimes I kind of come on Saturday and still come on Thursday, for example. I get informed by SMS or whatever. But those period of time, what I have to do? Do I have to do online demo on the day, see change your time, and do the contract for that day, or I just have to just write in our register, because that's a little bit complicated. Because I had a control and there was no problem, but the controller say that if you don't have a contract, then you have to do that demo and you have to fund that contract
Yeah.
for the student. But if you have one contract every day for a longer period of time, but she changed the date, then she have to inform you that she's going to come that day, and you just have to write in the register, but you don't have to do that demo.
Yeah.
That's what I was informed. So
That's
for
right.
example, what I'm doing now, But I don't go online the days, change the time. I don't do the demona for the day.
Because there is a demona for
For a
the whole
period.
year.
For a period.
At this
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah, for the 3 months or 6
or
months.
for yes, yes.
And you did.
When
And you
there is
did.
the demona, when the demona is already okay for
But not the same day. It's for the other
yeah.
Yeah.
But in demona we only speak about the date in and date out. So the first day and the last day of the contract. In demona doesn't have any information about is the student in that period working on Saturday or Friday or Wednesday. That's not in demona. In demona, it's only the date in and the date out from the employee, from the student, from the flexi, or something like that. So that's the only thing of kind of information that you find in demona. But indeed,
Voor mij is het oké.
for a student, you need something on paper. You need the contract on paper, and when you need the contract says he works every Saturday for you from that hour till that hour. When he doesn't work on that from that hour till that hour on Saturday, but as another day or on Saturday in the afternoon, perhaps, then you have to write it down on the documents.
The controle document.
control.
You know, with the table I showed you.
But normally we write every day also in the register that when he comes and when he leaves, because if you have a contract for 6 hours and he works on for 4 hours, then I'm not gonna pay for 2 hours extra that you didn't work, but you have a contract. So what you do is write in the register.
Then you have to write it
You
down.
put it in your register.
Yeah.
It's the same register or is it different for the day it's working?
You can put it in the same.
That's a little bit of confusion.
There has to be some regular information on it, but how the look and feel from the document and doesn't matter.
It's exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
Most of the employers do it by day, and then okay.
It's in the same file. Just write the time again, the person that came and the sign. Like when they come, they will sign.
Yeah, that's good.
It's the same document when they change the time. Also, you write the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a little bit confusing how you're supposed to do. You want to do it right.
But
It's not all the time.
It depends also on which inspector you have, because one will say this and the other will say, oh yeah, it's okay. So
Maybe we can close now the session, but if there are some extra questions, we are still here. We are going to eat all together, I think. So we are there, no problem. You can come to us, ask questions, no problem. Also, there was this one, this blue card. There are my telephone number and my mail address, so you can mail or give me a call afterwards when you have questions. I want to thank you all for the attention. I also want to thank the association that we can come here to give an explanation to you about legislation for workers in Belgium. It's not an easy one, but thank you, Kazi, thank you, Nebab, thank you all.
I want to request Mr. Elmi, President of Nebab, to give a token of love to our guests.
Yeah, go. This is our token of love from Nebab.
Yeah, okay.
Again. Yeah. It's a rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Pauline.
No, no problem. Thank you.
Ja, Elise.
Okay,